Evening, the golden Atlanta skyline shines through the huge windows. Inside, Mona Scott Young, love and hip-hop's strong executive producer, leisurely drinks her wine. Her aide, Kendra, presents her a document labeled Kirk Frost, comeback proposal. Mona, with a smirk, so he wants back in. After all this time, she scans through documents, previous scandals, failed promises, and social media surveys in which people requested Rasheeda, but were hesitant to support Kirk. Kendra, you know what? He says he's ready to give the audience what they want. Mona, calmly, oh, I'm sure he is, but the question is, what am I giving in return? She looks at a picture of Kirk and Rasheeda from their early days on the program. Her expression becomes frigid. INT. Kirk and Rasheeda's house. Night Rasheeda comes in from the Frost Bistro, exhausted but holding it together. Kirk is in the kitchen, fumbling with his cell phone. Rasheeda, anything happened today? Kirk, nervous. Mona called. She wants to talk about coming back to the show. Rasheeda freezes. Rasheeda, after everything, and you're contemplating it? Kirk, defensive. It's an opportunity to improve my image. Rasheeda, you're always concerned about the image. What about the reality, Kirk? She walks away before tears form. Auntie. Mona's office. The next night, Kirk steps in, looking smart but clearly anxious. Mona reclines at her desk, like a queen on her throne. Mona, look who has decided to show up. KRK. I came to talk about coming back. I know things got messy before, but I'm serious about rebuilding. Mona, rolling her eyes. Rebuilding, huh? You want redemption, airtime, and public sympathy. That's not cheap. KRK. What do you want? Money? A new story arc. Mona rises and carefully approaches him, her heels clicking. Mona, softly yet firmly. I just want one night. With you. No cameras, no contracts. Just you and me. Kirk, stunned. What? That's not. You can't be serious. Monet, oh, I'm dead serious. You want to get back in the game? Play it. My way. She sits back down, unconcerned. Mona, smirking, you got 24 hours to decide. Fame. Let's see which one you like. NT. Kirk Scar. Later that night, Kirk sits in the driver's seat, gazing at his hands. His phone vibrates. Rasheeda texts. Dinner is waiting. Are you okay? He does not respond. Instead, he shuts his eyes and tilts his head back. Kirk whispers, what am I even doing? INT. Rasheeda does cosmetics in her dressing room before a podcast interview the same night. Her aide, Lisa, enters with her phone. Lisa, girl, you're not going to like this. On the screen, a blurry but suspicious picture of Kirk entering Mona's building late at night is spreading. Rasheeda whispers, what are you up to, Kirk? She grabs the phone, her pulse beating. INT. Mona's office. Next day, Kirk returns, pace hard. He slips a signed contract onto her desk. Kirk, I understand. I'll do the show. But I'm not yours, Mona. Not like that. Mona grins slowly and deliberately. Mona, smart move. For now. But there's a glint in her eye. This game is just getting started. INT. POVCST studio. Same time. Rasheeda sits at the microphone. Host T. So, rumors indicate Kirk's making a return. Are you two doing it together? Rasheeda, calmly, you'll have to wait and see, but let's be clear, I'm no one's shadow. She smiles professionally, but there is agony behind her eyes, as well as a spark of fire. XD, Atlanta. Now Ante GG Kirk pacing alone in a hotel corridor. Mona viewing old film of Kirk on her laptop. Scheming Rasheeda going through a shop, focused, wounded but resilient. Social media is ablaze with supposition. Is Kirk forsaking loyalty for fame again? What is Mona really up to? Defend Rasheeda at all costs. And T. Kirk and Rasheeda's bedroom, late night. Rasheeda lays awake, looking at the ceiling. Rasheeda softly. Lord, please don't let history repeat itself. Meanwhile, Kirk stands in the garden, staring at the sky and wondering whether he's just sold his soul again. Mona Scott Young stands in the dark room, viewing previews for the next season of Love and Hip Hop. She stops on Kirk Frost's face, zoomed in and deep in concentration, unknowing that the camera was rolling throughout their final encounter. Tasha, her editor, turns to face her. Tasha, gritting her teeth. You sure you want to use this footage? You said no cameras that night. Mona, with a smile. I said no contracts. I never said no cameras. She drinks her coffee and goes away, smiling to herself. Auntie, Rasheeda's closet. Later that day, Rasheeda looks through clothing for her boutique's forthcoming fashion debut. Her assistant, Lisa, arrives. Lisa, have you heard? Kirk has officially signed with Mona. It's all over the blogosphere. Rasheeda, stiff smile. Yeah, you okay? Deborah, I've been through worse, but I'm not going to stand silently if he lies to me again. Auntie, Kirk's music studio, same time. Kirk sits with headphones around his neck, attempting to concentrate, but his thoughts rush. He recalls Mona's comments. One night, that's the deal. His phone rings. Mia Khalifa appeared in a previously unaired narrative. And I add, B.O. I heard you're back in the game. Be careful. Mona doesn't play fair. Kirk hangs up. He knows. INT. Love and Hippie Hopi production office. Night Kendra enters with a sealed package. Mona, what's that? Kendra, legal paperwork. Rasheeda's lawyer issued a secrecy request. She's demanding that her intimate scenes with Kirk not be televised without clearance. Mona, smirking, oh. Rasheeda is lawyering up. Interesting. She sets the packet down, indifferent. INT. Rasheeda's bedroom. Night Rasheeda is on the phone with her mother, Charlene. V. Oh. Baby, follow your instincts. If it smells like a setup, it usually is. Rasheeda. He continues assuring me it's about the company. But I see that look in his eyes. He's concealing something. Tears threaten, but she brushes them away. INT. Kirk's car, parked outside Mona's studio. Midnight, Kirk sits and stares at the building. He takes a big breath. Just then, a knock on his window. It's Scrappy, an old buddy. Scrappy, bro, what are you doing out here at this hour? Kirk, thinking. Scrappy, you don't look like you're thinking. You look like you're regretting. Kirk nods quietly. Scrappy continued. Don't let Mona play you, dude. She doesn't care who is burnt as long as the ratings increase. Mona's office. Same time Mona is on the phone with the tabloid reporter. Mona, you want a headline? How about this? Kirk Frost risked his marriage for a second chance at success. Call me when you're ready to run it. She hangs up, grinning. INT. Rasheeda's boutique. The next day, Rasheeda is mobbed by media inquiring about Kirk's homecoming. Reporter, Rasheeda, do you support Kirk's comeback? Rasheeda, firmly. I favor truth, loyalty, and self-respect. Whether Kirk fits into that tale or not, we'll see. She walks away as flashbulbs go off. INT. Kirk's apartment. That evening, Kirk examines an old photograph of himself and Rasheeda, holding hands and smiling during brighter times. He grabs his phone. Text me ESSAG to Monet. I'm out. I'll return the money. I'm not doing this. He presses send. Breathes. INT. Mona's office. 5 minutes later, Mona notices the note. Her eyes deepen. She quickly contacts Tasha, her editor. Mona, released the video from that night. Just enough to stir the pot. Tasha, nervous. But Kirk just dropped out. Are we allowed? Mona, coldly, yes, he signed the contract. Then certainly we are permitted. NT. Social media montage. Night clips hit Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Kirk walks into Mona's studio late at night, and Mona says he'd agreed. One night. People are speculating wildly in the comments. Rasheeda deserves better. Mona is crazy for this power move. Kirk sold his soul again. NT. Rasheeda watches the video in her living room at night. Her hands tremble. She glances up to the staircase, where her kid is sleeping sweetly. Rasheeda, softly, he told me you would change, Kirk. NT. Kirk's studio. Same time Kirk is on the floor, hands over his face. His phone is inundated with calls and messages. SCRAP ply text. Bro, then I had Califi. Text. I told you Mona plays dirty. Rasheeda. Text. Don't come home. Intention. Mona's office. Midnight. Mona lifts her wine glass to watch the scandal video on her TV screen. Mona, to herself, welcome back, Kirk. Ratings just skyrocketed. She takes a long drink. Content. Rasheeda comes inside her business before it opens. Her eyelids are swollen after a restless night, yet her posture is firm. She unlocks her office door, takes a seat at her desk, and opens her laptop. The scandal footage of Kirk filled the screen. She slams the lid closed. Rasheeda, addressing herself. This is not how my story ends. She takes up the phone and calls her lawyer. INT. Kirk's apartment. At the same time, Kirk sits alone, weary and guilty. A half-packed duffel bag rests on the sofa. He hasn't been home for 2 days. His phone vibrates with another missed call from Scrappy. He eventually responds. Scrappy, yo. You all right, man? KRK. Not even close. Scrappy. You gotta fix this before you lose everything. Rasheeda ain't the one to play with. Kirk nods quietly. He realizes Scrappy is correct. NT. Mona's studio. Later that day, Mona discusses additional casting choices. Her assistant, Kendra, through the roof. Kendra. Also, social media is starting to turn against us. They're calling the show toxic. Mona stops. Even some sponsors have questions. Her face tightens momentarily. Mona, please. Let them talk. The controversy will only make us trend harder. NT. Rasheeda's kitchen. Night. Rasheeda, now alone at home, prepares supper. She comes to a halt as she hears the front door open. Kirk enters quietly, bearing a bunch of flowers. She does not move. Kirk, I understand I do not deserve to be here, but I won't go without giving you the truth. Rasheeda folds her arms. Kirk continued. Mona negotiated a deal. She offered me the show. Rasheeda, and you didn't think to tell me that before the whole world saw it? KRK, I was embarrassed. I believe I could solve it without hurting you again. Rasheeda, well, you did hurt me again, and this time, I'm not cleaning up the mess for you. She walks away, leaving Kirk standing alone. NT. The next day, Rasheeda comes on the set of a daytime talk program. The host greeted her kindly. The host asks, Girl, the internet is on fire. What do you have to say to everyone watching? Rasheeda, firmly. What I want to say is that I'm more than just Kirk's wife. I'm a businesswoman, a mother, and someone who has had enough. The crowd applauds. Rasheeda continued. This program turned my sorrow into amusement, and that's over now. NT. Mona's office. Live will The same time Mona and her crew watch Rasheeda's interview on television. Producer, she's flipping the script on us. Monet? Let her have her moment. The audience loves drama, even when it's rebellion. But Mona is unhappy beneath her confident facade. INT. Court. Later that week, Rasheeda stands behind her lawyer, filing official accusations for slander and illegal use of film. Kirk stands close, not permitted to talk but definitely supportive. As they exit the courtroom, photographers swarm. The reporter inquired, Rasheeda, is this the end of your marriage? Ashley, this is the beginning of my self-respect. Flashlights go off. I think T. Mona's studio. Emergency meeting. Mona paces the room. Sponsors are backing away. Cast members are discussing leaving. The empire she rules is shaky. Mona, get me a meeting with Rasheeda. Now, Auntie. Rasheeda's boutique. Next day, Mona goes in, sunglasses on, and tries to seem calm. Rasheeda is waiting, arms folded. Mona, I came to apologize. Things became nasty. Rasheeda, they were harsh. You toyed with my family like it was a plot twist. Mona, let me make it right. You have complete control over your scenes. You craft your own narrative, and I'll delete all film from that night. Rasheeda does not respond quickly. She glances down and thinks, Rasheeda, only if you issue a public apology, and not just to me, to every woman you turned into a storyline. Mona flinches but agrees. Auntie, live NSTGRM stream. Same night, Mona greets her fans. Mona, to the fans and to Rasheeda, I went too far. I blurred the boundary between narrative and reality, which was incorrect. Viewers flood the comments. Finally, some responsibility. Rasheeda held her ground like a queen. And T. Kirk's apartment. Watching the stream, Kirk sits on his sofa and observes calmly. His phone vibrates. Rasheeda texted, we're not okay yet, but thank you for standing behind me in court. He grins just little. XT. Atlanta. Rasheeda proudly walks out of a courtroom. Mona shreds old film reels. Kirk discreetly helps out at the Frost Bistro, away from the cameras. Fans wear Team Rasheeda shirts at events. Rasheeda is home. Late night to Rasheeda writes calmly at her desk. She says, the spotlight might try to break you, but if you survive, you'll shine even brighter. She shuts the diary, rises erect, and goes upstairs to kiss her sleeping son goodbye. A reunion episode of Love and Hip Hop is currently being recorded. The set is abnormally silent. Rasheeda comes wearing a gorgeous all-white outfit. Cast members meet her and commend her for her fortitude and perseverance. The showrunner whispers to Mona, you sure you want her to go last? Mona, smirking, always save the best for last. Intense. Backstage, green room. Kirk sits alone, awaiting his portion. He goes through old pictures of Rasheeda and her family. His phone vibrates. It's a text from Rasheeda. Rasheeda, text. If you want to say something to me tonight, say it with truth, not tears. Kirk hangs up the phone, scared yet resolute. INT. On set, middle of reviewing on tape and Mona moderates the cast drama as usual. Arguments break out amongst side characters, and previous controversies are briefly brought up. Then it's time. Mona introduces Rasheeda, who comes to thunderous ovation. Mona continued, you had quite the season. A lawsuit, betrayal, redemption. The public wants to know whether you and Kirk are done for good. Rasheeda stares squarely at the camera. Rasheeda Tayabkas, we're not perfect, but this show tried to make us a tragedy. I won't let that be our ending. Murmurs spread across the throng. Mona leans forwards. Mona, so you're saying there's still hope? Rasheeda, I'm saying, Kirk and I have work to do, but I will never let cameras decide whether or not we recover. Antique. Side stage E. Moments later, Kirk is called out by the host. He approaches on stage amid a flurry of camera flashes and hushed suspense. Monet. Kirk, you've been at the center of quite a few scandals this season. What do you have to say for yourself? Kirk looks to Rasheeda. Kirk says, no excuses. I hurt you. I let my ambition take precedence over our truth. Rasheeda does not flinch. Kirk, in her own words, but I'm done chasing cameras. I want to chase what matters, my family. Gasps from the crowd. Mona slightly tightens her grasp on her cue cards. Auntie, pooed away, Kendra to camera. We all felt Kirk wouldn't change. Maybe this time he meant it. And Gurai, if love survives this circus, it's stronger than most. Intention, on T, IVTAPING continues. Mona attempts to sway the story. Mona, are you both stepping back from the show? RASHEDA, we're entering into our own tale. No scripts, no editing. The audience bursts with cheers. Even some crew members silently nod in agreement. And T. Mona's office. A few days later, Mona sits alone and reviews future storyboards. Her phone vibrates with a message from the network. Network text. Audience ratings are up. Sponsors are delighted with the apologies, but they want a gentler image in the future. Mona sighs, aware that the tides are moving. She opens her laptop and begins writing a new program idea titled Power Couples, Building, Breaking, and Becoming. And T. Kirk prepares supper for the Frost household in the evening. Rasheeda sits at the kitchen, helping their kid with his schoolwork. There is still stress, but a sense of ease has returned to their household. Kirk, I rejected down Mona's follow-up series. I'm tired of chasing messes. RSHEEDA, good. I like this version of you. And T, Community Center, next day, Rasheeda will talk on a panel of women in business and reality TV. Her speech was powerful. RSHEDA, reality shows don't have to destroy real lives. We can change the rules and defend our peace. The crowd applauds. Young ladies approached her later, complimenting her for her candor. INT. Final scene. Love and hippie hopi closing MONTAGE. Narration overlays footage from previous episodes, demonstrating how far everyone has gone. Rasheeda is releasing a new skincare line. Kirk talks to young guys about choices and salvation. Mona is sitting in an empty studio, pondering silently. Narrator, voiceover. Not everyone makes it out of the limelight on reality television, but often the most powerful tales come from individuals who went through the flames and refused to burn. The screen goes to darkness. Text on screen. Rasheeda and Kirk are still creating their narrative. Off camera,